Hello, students. Let's do a walkthrough of your upcoming project. It is the Personal Culture Research Project, your project-based learning for this semester. So you should be semi-familiar with this based on the novel study of The Way to Rainy Mountain. So as we read through The Way to Rainy Mountain, N. Scott Momaday will give us a piece of his history, a piece of the Kiowa history, and then he connects it to a historical event. And then in the third portion of each section, he's giving us his personal reflection, right? How that impacts him knowing about the historical event and his family's event. So what you are going to do is answer the question below by interviewing family members if possible, and compiling research into one of the best below choices. Okay. Now you don't have to interview family members. This could be interviewing family members and or researching your culture. Okay. But it doesn't have to be something where you're involving family members. I know a lot of students perhaps don't have family members to research, and that's okay. Okay. So use the November break if you need it. I don't want to assign homework over break, but let's say you know you're going to see your great uncle over break, and that's who you needed to talk to. If you don't need to use break, please get it in beforehand. So here is your essential question. How does my family history or culture coincide with American or another country's history? As I'm looking through these Google form checkpoint responses, a lot of you have a culture that coincides with a different country, and that is okay. That is what is so wonderful and beautiful about this class and this platform is I have so many different students from a variety of backgrounds. Okay. So you should have already done the Google form checkpoint. If you did not, please do so. Okay. It looks like this. The Way to Rainy Mountain PBL checkpoint 1. Okay. Which class are you enrolled in? You'll know your class enrollment based on what it looks like up here. Okay. 108A or 109A. And then you're just going to give me your last name, first initial, and form a hypothesis. Okay, how does my family history or culture coincide with American or another culture's history? If you don't know and you just answered, I'm getting a lot of responses to the effect of I'm not sure. This is the time to start figuring out where you want to go, what avenue you want to travel down for this project. Do you want to look at online culture and you beginning the online school? That's something we all have in common. And that may be what you look at if you don't have a family culture. Or maybe your family is a very important part of Ukrainian culture and you want to write about that. And that's fantastic. This right here is the first option. This is the PowerPoint option. I'm going to go back to the project real quick. Hold on. There we go. The PowerPoint option is what you will see delineated in your course, and that's usually what students choose. It's very easy to present it, and there's a great clean template right here. So you're going to, you know, replace all of this text with your own text, right? So the title, introduce your project, add a design, and please use one image per slide. If they're not images of your actual family, that's fine. You'll see on this next slide, this is obviously not me. So add a title for each event. I'm going to ask for 5 events in the PowerPoint. Okay. So describe an event, family, story, event, or cultural tradition. An example, I became an online teacher in 2016. This was to accommodate my family as we were moving every few years. A typical schedule in my online life is I wake up at 5:30, I have a cup of coffee, get my kids off to school, check my emails, get my class ready, slap a photo of you in your computer. You can use this too. You can use this example. You can use this as your research topic. Describe a historical event or fact from the same time period. Online school began in 2000. You go into the history of K-12 Stride, or you can go into the history of online schools. And then add a personal reflection that shows the connection between the two pieces. I'm really grateful that Stride gave me the opportunity to work from home and reach all of these amazingly diverse students and complete this curriculum with them. So for this template, you have 5 slides. You can change the formatting however you want, okay? And then I will ask for an analysis, okay, which is you saying, within this project, I, found it useful to read The Way to Rainy Mountain first because Momaday modeled for me how to complete this, or I found Momaday's writing amazing, or I found it to be hard to follow. Anything that you can do to analyze your project and really close it off. Okay. I learned a lot in this research because I spoke to my grandma, something like that. And works cited any site source that you use, you need to cite at the end. So that is your PowerPoint option. 70 to 80% of students choose that option. Your second choice would be an interactive family tree. If you choose the family tree, you also have to write 2 paragraphs revolving around your family's history and another event around the same time period in history. And then please analyze um, The Way to Rainy Mountain and its connection with your personal research. Okay? Adding that. There we go. So if you do the family tree, that is totally fine. I still want 2 paragraphs to be written to connect that. And this is through Canva, which is right here. You have to create a free account, but they do a really great format of the family trees. Okay, so you can design, you can put pictures, names, be as detailed as you want. It's pretty cool. Okay, our third option, if you're going along with personal or family culture, is going to be the video. I linked the StoryCorps here because it's really helpful as far as generating responses. A lot of family members or a lot of students like to choose this option, and then you might do your interviews over Zoom. Maybe you won't see your family members, but I would bet that any family member who has a story to tell would be happy to meet you guys over Zoom. If you need help figuring out how to set that up, I'm happy to help you. I could even, set up that Zoom for you. And this is the StoryCorps. Okay, if you go down, you can kind of listen to other people's stories, and then you can find those questions that they used in order to compile their stories. And then the last option, a lot of students like to choose. Maybe you don't have a connection with family. Maybe you don't know your culture. Maybe you're not interested in your culture. And if that's you, I'm sorry. And you can do the Google research and interview a person from history. This, you do need to have a Google account. So if you don't, you must sign up for one. If you don't already have a Google account and you want to make it like a school account, that's what I've done. You could put CPA in the title, first name, last initial CPA 2022 is a good one. And then just start. You will select your person from history, and then you can download your finished product and submit it to the Dropbox. Okay. Ideally, I would love to have presentations next week, November 14th. If we're not ready to present, those will be work days, and next week will be a work week, and we can just record presentations, even if we have to push back Unit 4. Okay, so I have a little bit at the end of this assignment that is just some information on personal culture and traditional culture, and maybe just some different ideas. Some students really get caught up in not feeling like they have an ethnic culture, but they forget about all of these different types of cultures that you might belong to and the subculture. So please take a moment to read through those. And then as you have questions, email me or call me or text me and bring them to class, and we will get them answered. So thank you for listening.